President Biden came to Texas on Tuesday to announce his plan to expand federal benefits for veterans who have been exposed to toxic fumes from burn pits. The military used burn pits overseas to get rid of waste, including chemicals, metal, plastic, and even human feces. Some veterans have developed respiratory cancers. Jala Washington reports on why President Biden sees this as a personal mission and how one veteran we spoke to hopes this is the beginning of better access to benefits.
In this box are 7 years worth of memories from Abalo Hernandez's time in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Vehicle that got hit by an IED.
He's a Marine veteran.
Another one.
And years after his deployment, he's now facing the risk of prolonged exposure to toxic burn pit chemicals.
There are all kinds of chemicals in there, plastic bottles, carcinogens, all kinds of stuff that you probably shouldn't be inhaling.
He worries that one day he might deal with health issues after being exposed for as long as he was.
There are definitely veterans that do get cancer and things like that might have been caused by burn pits.
That's what President Biden speculates may have caused his son Bo's cancer and death after serving. And it's why he's in Fort Worth, Texas on Tuesday, leading the push to expand health resources for veterans exposed.
Secretary McDonough is developing a new rule that will add several rare respiratory cancers to the list of presumptive conditions for certain veterans.
It means that more than 12,500 vets are finally getting the benefits they're owed.
As of last year, under the Biden administration, veterans who develop asthma, rhinitis, or cyanitis within 10 years of exposure can already receive disability benefits. But linking health problems to exposure in order to get benefits is difficult. NBC reports the Department of Veteran Affairs has denied 75% of claims.
Directed the VA to move quickly to review more of the cancers and provide determinations on whether or not they're presumed to be service-connected within 90 days.
Hernandez feels drawing attention to these issues is a good first step.
We have an obligation to care for our veterans.
For State of Texas, I'm Jala Washington.
Earlier this month, the U.S. House passed the Honoring Our Pact Act. The legislation would secure health care for veterans exposed to toxic chemicals. It declares 23 illnesses as being related to burn pit exposure. That means if someone served in an area where burn pits were used and they developed one of those illnesses, the government would presume it was caused by exposure to burn pits. The bill would affect more than 3.5 million veterans. Congressional Budget Office says it could add more than $300 billion in new spending over the next decade. Many Republicans voted no, including all GOP members from the Texas delegation. Most of them say it costs too much. But that's not the only concern. Iowa Congresswoman Marionette Miller Meeks is an Army veteran. She worries that extending benefits to more veterans would tax an already stressed VA system.
Veterans wait too long for VA services right now, but expand benefits to more veterans without scientific justification, showing just how slippery a slope this bill would set.
The Senate has different burn pit legislation, but advocates like Jon Stewart fear senators won't pass the portion that presumes the link between illness and burn pit exposure.
Then the battle shifts to the Senate, and as you know, they are excellent at killing things that are necessary. And we cannot allow it to happen.
Stewart previously advocated for legislation to provide medical benefits for 9/11 first responders exposed to toxins at Ground Zero. A migrant family allowed into the country in order to appear for an immigration hearing. So what happens when they don't show up? We follow one family's story. It seems like there's no way to stop the constant stream of robocalls, but a Texas father says he's found a way to fight back.
The hope is that there's enough of us who stand up, start pushing back, that it becomes more expensive for companies to negligently hire these telemarketers.
How he's taking companies to court and making them pay.